This is an abridged excerpt from the book Encontros with the Nagual, Conversations with Carlos Castaneda by Armando Torres, and is taken from the section Predators of Awareness. The reading begins. Carlos claimed that human beings are hostages to a group of cosmic entities, who are devoted predators, and who sorcerers call flyers. Man, Carlos said, is a magical being. He has the same capacity to fly into the universe as any one of the millions of awarenesses that exist. But, at some point in his history, he lost his freedom. Now his mind is no longer his own, it is an implant. He told me one of the most terrifying aspects, that we are prisoners of beings who came from the confines of the universe, and that they use us as casually as we use chickens. He explained, the portion of the universe accessible to us is the operative field of two radically different kinds of awareness. One, which includes plants and animals, and also human beings, is a whitish awareness. It is young, a generator of energy. The other one is an infinitely older and more parasitic awareness, possessor of an immense quantity of knowledge. Besides men and other beings that inhabit this earth, there is in the universe an immense range of inorganic entities. One of those species, which seers describe as enormous black flying shapes, arrived here at some point from the depths of the cosmos, and found an oasis of awareness in our world. They have specialized in milking us. That is incredible. I know, he replied, but it is the pure and terrifying truth. Have you never wondered about people's energetic and emotional ups and downs? It is the predator who shows up periodically to pick up his quota of awareness. They only leave enough so that we may continue living, and sometimes not even that. Sometimes they take too much, and the person becomes gravely ill, and may even die. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Do you mean we are being eaten alive? He smiled. Well, they don't literally eat us, what they do is a vibratory transfer. Awareness is energy, and they can align with us. Since by nature they are always hungry, and we, on the other hand, exude light, the result of that alignment can be described as energy robbery. But why do they do it? Because, on the cosmic plane, energy is the most powerful currency, and we all want it, and we humans are a vital race, stuffed with nourishment. Every living being eats other beings, and the most powerful always comes out the winner. Who said man is at the top of the food chain? That idea could only have come from a human being. To inorganic beings, we are the prey. It is normal for one species to try to consume another. A warrior does not complain about it, and tries to survive. And how do they consume us? Through our emotions, properly directed by the internal dialogue. They have designed our social environment in such a way that we are constantly shooting off waves of emotions, which are immediately absorbed. Best of all, they like attacks of ego. For them, that is an exquisite mouthful. Such emotions are the same anywhere in the universe, and they have learned how to metabolize them. Some consume us for our lust, anger, or fear, others prefer more delicate feelings, like love or fondness. But they are all after the same thing. Normally, they attack us around the area of the head, heart, or stomach, where we store the thickest part of our energy. These creatures use everything that's available, but they prefer organized awareness. They drain animals and plants in the part of their attention that is not too fixed. They even attack other inorganic beings, but they can see them and avoid them, like we avoid mosquitoes. The only ones who are completely trapped by them are human beings. How is it possible that all this is happening without us realizing it? Because we inherit the exchange with those beings almost like a genetic condition, and it feels natural to us. When someone is born, the mother offers it like food, without realizing it, because her mind is also controlled. She devotes herself to install acceptable behavior patterns, she tames the child, reduces its warring side, and transforms it into a meek sheep. When a boy has sufficient energy to reject that imposition, but not enough to enter the path of the warrior, he becomes a rebel, or socially maladjusted. The flyer's advantage stems from the difference between our levels of awareness. They are very powerful and vast entities. The idea that we have of them is equivalent to the one an ant will have of us. However, their presence is painful and you can measure it in various ways. For example, when they provoke us into attacks of rationality or distrust, or when we are tempted to violate our own decisions. You say that it is an exchange, but what do we gain from such plunder? In exchange for our energy, the flyers have given us our mind, our attachments, and our ego. For them, we are not their slaves, but a kind of salaried workers. They bestowed these privileges on a primitive race and gave us the gift of thinking, which made us evolve. Indeed, they have civilized us. If not for them, we would still be hiding in caves or making nests on treetops. The flyers control us through our traditions and customs. They are the masters of religion, the creators of history. We hear their voice on the radio and we read their ideas in the newspapers. They manage all our means of information and our belief systems. Their strategy is magnificent. For example, there was an honest man who spoke of love and freedom. They have transformed it into self-pity and servility. They do it with everyone. For that reason, the work of a sorcerer is solitary. For millennia, flyers have concocted plans to collectivize us. There was a time when they became so shameless that they were even seen in public, and people made representations of them in stone. Those were dark times. They were everywhere. But now their strategy has become so intelligent that we don't even know they exist. In the past, they hooked us through our credulity, today, through our materialism. They are responsible for modern man's ambition not to have to think for himself. Just observe how long somebody will tolerate silence. Why the change in their strategy? Because, at this time, they are running a great risk. Humanity is in very quick and constant contact, and information can reach anyone. Either they must fill our heads, bombarding us day and night with all kinds of suggestions, or there will be some who will realize and warn the others. What would happen if we were able to repel these entities? In 1 week, we would recover our vitality and we would be shining again. But, as normal human beings, we cannot think about that possibility, because it would imply to go against all that is socially acceptable. Fortunately, sorcerers have one weapon: discipline. The encounter with inorganic beings happens gradually. In the beginning, we don't notice them. But an apprentice begins to see them in his dreams, and then while he is awake, which is something that can drive him crazy, if he doesn't learn how to act as a warrior. Once he understands, he can confront them. Sorcerers manipulate the foreign mind, turning into energy hunters. In this sense, sorcerers are opportunists. They take advantage of the push they've been given and say to their captors, "Thanks for everything, see you later, the agreement you made was with my ancestors, not with me." When recapitulating their life, they are literally snatching the food out of the flyer's mouth. It is like going to the store and returning a product to the shopkeeper, demanding your money back. The inorganic beings don't like it, but they can't do anything about it. Our advantage is that we are dispensable. There is a lot of food around. A position of total alertness, which is nothing but discipline, creates such conditions in our attention that we don't taste good anymore to those beings. In that case, they turn away and leave us in peace.